I never would have thought that my second video would be on one of the most influential firearms in history. You could look at just about any firearm today and trace it straight back to today's topic being the Colt Single Action Army Revolver, also known as the Peacemaker, because when you had it, you made the peace. The patent was filed on February 25th, 1872. However, production did not start until 1873. It came in at about 2.3 pounds with a 7.5-inch barrel, which was the standard barrel length. The popular calibers it was found in was 45 Colt, 38 Special, 45 ACP, 357 Magnum, 44 Special, and about 30 others. It was made famous during the Wild West area, beloved by ranchers, lawmen, and outlaws all alike. They all carried basically interchangeable handguns. If you had one, you kind of knew how it felt and how to use it. Today, it's a collector's item. If you're wanting to get a good quality one, especially first generation, you're looking between $15,000 and $20,000. A little bit of the history of this firearm is it was mostly in service between 1873 and 1945, falling off shortly after World War II. It's been used by very many countries. It's not just an American firearm. Yes, you can get it in America. However, you could also get it in Canada, Mexico, Ireland, the United Kingdom, South Africa, Australia, and Afghanistan. The number of wars it's been used in is even more phenomenal, being the American Indian Wars, the Northwest Rebellion, the Spanish American War, the Philippine American War, the First Boer War, the Mexican Border War, Mexican Revolution, the Irish War of Independence, World Wars I and II, and the Indonesian National Revolution. That's why I say you could probably take any modern firearm today and trace it back to probably something made by Colt, if not the Colt Revolver. Throughout history, the Colt Single Action Army Revolver has been used by very many influential people, some of which include General Patton, who had one with an ivory handle, Theodore Roosevelt had ivory grips, Jesse James had a Colt Navy, Buffalo Bill Cody had an 1838 Colt Patterson, which was basically the predecessor to the Single Action Army. The Texas Ranger Samuel Walker possessed one. John Wayne used one in many of his films. Sammy Davis Jr. had a second generation. And Tom Selleck possessed a Colt 44 open top, which I actually don't believe I've ever seen a picture of. It's been heavily associated to the Texas Rangers, specifically the Colt Patterson revolvers in the 1840s. Many military officers in the 20th century also possessed one. It's not hard to see why this is such a famous firearm. The design of it is absolutely perfect, looking very easy to hold. I've never possessed one or shot one. It comes in many calibers, some of which are very easy to use and very budget friendly, such as the 22 long rifle. Gunbroker right now actually has one on auction for about $6,000, and you can get one from Colt Manufacturing Company for about 2,300. The weight of this firearm being 2.3 pounds is incredibly light, especially compared to today's modern firearms, usually having a heavier barrel to prevent recoil. They built about 457,000 of them, which is really incredible throughout history. Colt deemed this firearm obsolete shortly after World War II. While they deemed it obsolete, many Americans did not. It continued production shortly after and is still in service today. Maybe not in service like military service, but they're still in production and you can still get one. They're a little bit more pricey though because it's such an influential firearm. I would love to have one myself, but I'm also a pretty big Ruger fan. Maybe one day I'll do a video on them if they do anything historical. Maybe the Security 9, definitely not the American 9. Those are kind of scary at times. Um, Back onto topic though. It was produced from 1873 to 1941, which was then discontinued, picked back up again in 1956 to 1974, discontinued again, 1976 to 1982, which was then discontinued again, and has restarted production in 1994 and is still being produced today. Typically, I believe with what's known as the cowboy model. I don't know what makes this one specific, but I would love to find out for myself. Not a very long video today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the